Hello, and welcome to this week's Top 5. It is the week of January 19th, 2017. I'm Christina Rees.
And I'm Brandon Zech.
So it's Inauguration week. This is happening on Friday. A couple of these shows relate to that.
Number 5 is Magdalena Fernandez, Flexible Structures at Zuccardi Gallery in Houston. This show opened last week, but we're picking it this week. It's such a fantastic show. You know, Magdalena Fernandez, she's the artist who currently has the video and sound installation at the Houston Underground Cistern. This exhibition at Zuccardi, it has sculptures, it has an interactive installation, it has some really beautiful ink drawings that are so precise and delicate, and it has some really fantastic videos also that are kind of videos that show like the rippling effect of water. Go see it in context of the Cistern installation. It really puts her other work kind of in your mind and lets you see why her installation in the Cistern works so well.
So number 4 this week is here in Dallas-Fort Worth. It's at Tally Dunn, and it's Eric Swenson and Vernon Fisher. It's 2 different shows. This will be the place to be on Saturday night if you're in Dallas. Eric Swenson, of course, he has a what seems to be maybe a mid-career retrospective coming up in Hawaii. Is that right?
Yeah, at the Honolulu Museum of Art, and I think it's set to open in spring of 2018.
You know, they've been interested in his work and collecting his work for a long time. Tally Dunn is going to show 3 of his sculptures, I think, and maybe a little bit more work. These are not brand new pieces, but they're some of his really great pieces that he's made over the last 6 or 7 years. There will be the piece from the Nasher, the beer stein with the snails, and one of his name plus ultra pieces. Vernon Fisher, this is a big show of new works, mostly 2015, 2016 paintings. His retrospective was, believe it or not, in 2010 at the Fort Worth Modern. Time flies. But one thing I like about this is that Swenson was at one point Vernon Fisher's student. They both came out of North Texas and Denton and that whole scene. Of course, Vernon was kind of the mentor of the whole good bad thing, and then Eric Swenson made good. Number 3 this week is Annabel Dalberg at Conduit. This piece dates back to, I think, 2006 or 2008. It's a big 13-foot drawing. This is an Inauguration Day event. They're going to show it on Friday all day long. It's a piece called America. It's a huge drawing, one of her incredibly detailed, meticulous, beautiful, delicate drawings. And all of the patterns and the tracing and the shadows and the undulations are made up of text. And it's text that was dictated to her, and she wrote it in sort of the Bartleby the Scrivener sort of style. But Arthur Miller, Allen Ginsberg, the Ramones, George Washington, George Bush, it's Americans, William Faulkner.
It's a cultural amalgamation of who we are and who we have been. Number 2 this week is Terry Allen performing at the Heights Theater. So Terry Allen, longtime Texas, Lubbock musician, artist. He's performing his first album, Juarez, and Lubbock on Everything. I don't know if that means he's doing these in full or not, but it kind of seems like it. So, I mean, it's really not to be missed. And he's also, earlier that day, he's going to be making an appearance at Vinyl Edge Records, which is a records shop in the Houston Heights. And he's going to do a small acoustic set, and he's going to sign copies of Juarez and Lubbock on Everything there. So, I mean, this is kind of my top thing happening in Houston this week. It's a rare occurrence, and they just redid the Heights Theater as well. So it's going to be this great old theater that's been a couple different things kind of repurposed as this music venue.
So speaking of Terry Allen, number 1 this week is at Bale Creek Allen's gallery in Austin. Bale Creek, the son of Terry Allen, has a great gallery. He's a great artist in his own right. But this is Jim Roach, and this is another thing that we're picking for Inauguration Day. The great Jim Roach out of Florida, who has played on political incorrectness and sort of the white cracker thing for 5 decades now, and done it very, very well. And with time,
and the title of this exhibition is so poignant.
What is the title of this exhibition?
Some Americans Feel Like This.
Some Americans Feel Like That. He is presenting both the extreme right and the extreme left points of view as he sees them, out on signs and in brochures and on the news and pamphlets and everything else. It's not politically correct. It's not meant to be. It's just an observation of what the kind of dialogue or cross purposes, lack of conversation that's been going on in the U.S. Jim Roach is great. He's funny. He's very sly, and quintessentially Southern in his own very interesting way. Again, whatever your mood is this coming Friday and then Saturday and Sunday, whatever your hangover, maybe the best way to deal with it is to go see some art.
Go see some art.